So what are some of the reasons why? And this, again, we haven't studied the mechanisms like we should, and we hope to in the future, but here's some hypotheses. Perceptions of a partner as insensitive or insufficiently supportive might be a reason why there's an escalation or the development of relationship problems. Anger due to relationship-based information that surfaces when you're deciding about an abortion. You're going to find out, is that person committed to you? Do you have similar long-term plans? And so forth. So it could be that decision-making that results in problems. Abortion-related anger that's directed inward or outward. I have some data that I've analyzed, but I have in the last 2 years, I've just been so busy. I've never waited 2 years to write. When you have the data all analyzed and ready to go, I'm like, every time I get a break, I think I'm going to write this thing up. But I have been involved more in legal cases, and they take almost all my time outside of teaching full-time. But in the same study I mentioned a few minutes ago, the National Comorbidity Survey data, that we looked at all those different disorders. I also have looked at, is there an association with abortion and intermittent explosive disorder, which is a relatively new diagnosis where the primary symptom is anger. And I found very strong effects for various aggressive kinds of behaviors and for the symptoms of intermittent explosive disorders. So there hasn't really been enough looking at anger that's directed outward or inward, but it's likely to be a mechanism here in understanding the relationship implications. Unresolved grief and mental health problems in the man, woman, or both individuals. Altered self-perceptions, which may result in feelings of estrangement from one's partner. One of our studies recently published in the journal Traumatology is not the best study because the sample was a convenient sample. We posted online. We had data collection going on for several years. So it's not nationally representative. It's mostly women who are interested in, and men who are interested in completing the survey. But the motivation behind this was to really ask the questions we wanted to ask. We've relied predominantly on existing data that was collected by agencies for other purposes where they happen to have reproductive history variables and mental health variables. So in this study, and we also published one on late-term abortion using the same data, our goal here was to ask all the questions we wanted to ask, about factors surrounding the decision and partner relationships. And we gave women the opportunity to fill out open-ended kinds of questions so that we could hear their stories and get a sense of the individuals involved. And so it was really eye-opening in terms of the themes that came out in this study. But in this one, here are some of the results related to relationships. The sample included 374 women and 198 men. The average age was 38. Most were from the U.S., although anybody could have, it was online, so anyone could have completed it. We were sending information to different groups in the U.S., so it's probably why we got a higher number of respondents from there. 20% were from other nations. 86% of the women and 87% of the men reported that pre-abortion counseling was inadequate.